Welcome back to the Coach Momentum Podcast with me, Karen Capello. Over the last few episodes, we've been looking at your business in a way that's a little different from what you usually hear. We've talked about your clients already being in your world, about the role conversations play in creating momentum, about the importance of making a clear decision, and about how clarity in your positioning allows your work to land. And what I want to talk about today is something that happens underneath all of that, because it's something I notice in many of the conversations I have with coaching. There's a sense that it's taking too long. It's taking too long to replace their corporate income. They should be further along by now. It should be moving faster. Other coaches seem to be figuring it out more quickly. And even though it's not always something that's said directly, it's there. So I want to offer you something to consider. You're not going slow. You're building something that lasts. And those are two very different things. When you've come from a corporate environment, you're used to results happening in a certain way. There are structures, there are teams, there are timelines, and there's a kind of built-in momentum that comes from all of that. When you build your own coaching business, especially in the first few years, it can feel very different. You're making decisions that no one has asked you to make before. You're learning how to express your work in a way that reflects who you are. You're developing a way of growing your business that actually fits you, and without a team or colleagues around you all day long. And that takes a different kind of attention. I remember a coach that had been in her business for a couple of years, and I had a conversation with her. She had done a lot of things well. She had clients and experience, and still she felt like she should be further along. As we talked, what became clear was that she had been building something thoughtful. She'd been paying attention to who she wanted to work with, how she wanted to work, what felt aligned for her. And because she wasn't rushing, because she wasn't trying to force momentum, she had created something that fit her and her lifestyle, actually much, much better than her corporate role. And at the same time, she was measuring herself against people who were moving quickly, often in ways that didn't reflect what she wanted at all. Once she saw that, something shifted within her. She stopped questioning her pace and started trusting the way she was building. And ironically, from there, her decisions became clearer. Her conversations became more grounded. There was less urgency and more direction, and that's when things began to move. It wasn't because she sped up, but because she settled into what she was actually creating. This is something I see often. When you're building a coaching business that reflects your leadership, your values, and the way you want to work, it doesn't come together by accident. It's not something you copy from someone else. It's something you design around your life and your values, one decision at a time. And because of that, it can feel slower than expected in the beginning. What's actually happening is you're creating a very stable foundation. You're learning how to have the right conversations. You're learning how to position your work clearly. You're learning how to make decisions that your business can organize around. Those things take time. Those are the foundations of business that will continue to grow. So if you've been feeling like you should be further along, I want to invite you to look at your business differently for a moment. Instead of asking the question, why isn't this happening faster? What if you asked, what am I building right now? Because when you ask that question, you begin to see the progress that's already there. You can see conversations you're having differently. You can see the clarity you've developed and the decisions you've made. And from that place, your next steps become clearer. You continue to build. And it's a very different experience. So as you move through your week, I want you to consider this. Where have you been measuring yourself in a way that doesn't actually reflect what you're creating? And what would shift if you trusted your pace and continued to build from there? You're not going slow, you're building something that lasts. You probably heard the phrase, slow down to speed up. You're creating a business on your own terms. And that's exactly what allows your business to work for you. I'll see you in the next episode. Meantime, wishing you success with ease and joy.